Hello there, my name's Annette with Sunbeam Fabric Art. Welcome to my channel. And it's true, I've been to another estate sale. So come along with me and I'll show you what I found. I had about 20 minutes to get into this house and get out. I started in the basement laundry room, and you can see there are all kinds of linens. There was this bucket of scrap fabrics, and they were selling the scraps super cheap. So I dug through these trying to find some that would be fun. One thing that caught my eye in the advertising was this old quilt. This quilt was made by putting two pieces of matching fabric together, stuffing it, and stitching around the outside, and then all the little squares were held together with this gold trim. Now, some of those silk fabrics on this quilt were in terrible shape. Some of the squares were missing, some were totally threadbare, but they were asking $10 for the quilt, and it was 35% off, so I got that quilt for $6.50. When I left the sale, I had a big trash bag full of stuff, and that whole bag cost me $15. So let's take a look. The first thing is this giant piece of twill. It's almost like a denim blue color, really nice heavy fabric. I've got some ideas of what I'm going to do with that. Next, I found this little piece of orange. It's a small piece. It'll probably go into my scrap pile. This long piece of a tan print fabric I thought would make nice 2.5-inch strips for binding or anything else that needed a slim strip. There were two pieces of pink fabric, not the same, they were a little bit different. What I decided to do with these was to fold them up and put them in my stash because I don't really have any nice pinks like that. Next, I've got two large pieces, and I measured these. Each one is 2.5 yards of fabric. And it's a nice chocolate brown color with a pale pink dot. So that's a total of 5 yards. I also ended up with this cute chili pepper fabric, very cute, and quite a bit of it, and this lovely little embroidered flower fabric. Someone got the fabric and then embroidered these flowers on. Or it could have been machined this way. And there were a few little odds and ends as well. But I know you all want to get a nice close-up look at this quilt. It's very interesting. I've been told I need to have someone look at it and see if it's worth anything. I'm usually not into like making a profit or anything. I just want to know more about it, so we'll see what we can find out. Some of the little squares have embroidery. Some have trim added with embroidery on top of the trim. Some are painted. There's actually a few squares that are painted. As I iron these fabrics, you're going to get another look at some of them. That palm tree fabric was really cute, but I sorted them into either stash or scrap bin. After I got everything pressed, I started cutting, and here you can see I'm cutting 2.5-inch strips out of that tan fabric. I had some gray backing left over from a prior quilt, and I thought, oh, I'm cutting 2.5-inch square or strips. I'm going to go ahead and get this taken care of too to get it put away in the right place. I decided to take my entire 5 yards of this brown dotted fabric and cut it into layer cakes. I did the same thing with the chili pepper fabric. I ended up with 32 10-inch squares of the chili peppers and 64 10-inch squares of the brown dotted fabric. While I was pressing, I came up with an idea for the orange and another fabric, and I'm setting that aside for a separate project. I also grabbed a large stack of king-size pillowcases. They were offering those for maybe 50 cents, so I thought, well, why not? Those always come in handy. And here's a look at all that is left that is going into my scrap bucket. I have such a small space, I've really got to get anything that comes in taken care of pretty quickly, get it put away, otherwise I would just be overwhelmed in my tiny sewing closet. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you back again real soon.